Okay, so welcome to our team call. Today is Monday, February 5th, and what we're going to be talking about tonight is something that I hear from a lot of newer coaches is one of the more challenging aspects of growing and building your business. And so I asked for some suggestions in the team page, and this kind of seemed to be a common denominator as to, like I said, some things that maybe some of us are struggling with. And that is, okay, I've gotten locked down how to invite into a challenge group. I'm hitting Success Club. Now, how do I grow and build my own team of coaches and invite to the coaching opportunity? So that's kind of what we're going to talk about tonight. I kind of have it broken up into like two-ish sort of sectors of inviting to the coaching opportunity. The first being the vital process. So we'll kind of walk through the vital process. We'll talk about exactly what that means, what that looks like, and then from there, we'll kind of branch off into sharing the coaching opportunity and actually directly inviting to the coaching opportunity outside of your challenge group. So the first thing that I want to talk about specifically is the vital process. So if you have never heard of the vital process, then you haven't done enough digging around in your back office. There is this little form. I went ahead and printed it just so that I wouldn't have to share my screen. I could just show you. But all of Beachbody's training resources that you have access to in your back office look like this, with this little orange thing that says Team Beachbody at the top, and then whatever sort of content they provide for you on that sheet. This is specific to the vital process. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about first. Essentially what the vital process is just that. It's a vital process. So think about our vital behaviors. The 4 things that are absolutely necessary and required for you to do in order to move your business forward on a daily basis as a coach. So in order to see any sort of growth in your business, those are at the bare minimum the 4 things that you should be doing every day, right? Personal development, inviting, being a product of the product, and recognition. So understanding those specific aspects of coaching and then thinking about the vital process, it's just that. It's a vital process. It is a process that is absolutely required and necessary for us to go through and to help our challengers go through as coaches in order to ensure that not only are our challengers having success and want to do this business with us, but that we are in fact sharing this opportunity with them so that they are aware of the opportunity. Before I kind of took hold of what the vital process was and really started implementing it in my own business, I would invite one of my challengers to the coaching opportunity, and they would say, "What? I can do this thing too?" And they had no idea, which really sort of triggered this thing in my mind of, well, maybe you don't share it enough. So the vital process, there's 4 steps to the vital process, and you can write these down, or you can just find this. If you just go into your back office under all the training tools, you can find the vital process handout there, and that's just kind of what I'm going off of. I'll just elaborate a little bit more on each one of these 4 components. So the first part of the vital process is getting clients started, aka getting them plugged into an accountability group. You should always, always, always have an accountability group to invite to. If you're not always running accountability groups, whether that's 1 a month or 2 a month or whatever that looks like for you and your business and the speed at which you're wanting your business to grow, then you're not going to be able to attract, connect, and invite people to a group to help get them started. In order to help other people get healthier, get fitter, get plugged into our programs, you have to be running accountability groups and challenge groups every single month. So of course, sharing consistently on social media, inviting to your challenge groups, and all of those things play a role in that. So getting clients started is first and foremost the most important thing at the beginning of this vital process that we're going to be talking about. The number 2 sort of step in the vital process, and what I feel like is the most challenging, is ensuring that your challengers and customers are getting results. Helping those challengers, those customers, the ladies in your accountability groups, stick to their goals through belief in the products and through consistent engagement. So that is why I have tried to come up with more creative ways of running challenge groups with the daily tasks that I have built into the challenge group guide, having them do a reflection at the end of the day and really think about how that day went and how they could do better tomorrow, sharing motivation first thing in the morning, so it's the first thing they see when they hop into that app, hopping on a couple times a week and maybe doing a video about, you know, if there's a specific struggle or obstacle that I'm seeing pretty consistently in everybody's posts, addressing that and helping them move forward from that. And, you know, just encouraging them to stay really engaged in the group, because the fact of the matter is the more engaged they are, the more plugged in they are, obviously the better results they're going to have. So outside of that, you know, staying really connected and in touch with them and fostering that relationship with them outside of the group, whether that is, you know, a twice a week individual text or check in with them to, you know, maybe see if there's something that they're struggling with or something that you can help them with that they don't feel comfortable sharing publicly in the group. We ideally, of course, hope that our challenge groups are places for our customers to be able to share openly about all of those things. But sometimes it takes us, you know, some of us a little bit longer than others to feel comfortable enough to do that. So this getting them results kind of part of this vital process, one reason why I feel like it is the most challenging outside of all these amazing resources and innovative ways that we have found to make our challenge groups really fun, is that there is only so much that you can do as a coach, right? And I know I've had this conversation with lots of you about, you know, maybe you have a customer who says that they're following the program and they say that they're following, you know, the nutrition plan and the pressing play every day, but they're just like, the change just isn't happening. They're probably not being very honest with themselves or with you as their coach. So you have to get even more creative in finding ways to force that honesty. And honestly, for me, that's where personal development comes in. And that's why, once again, that's built into our accountability groups. And I didn't start doing that until not really that long ago. Actually, I think whenever we revamped our Challenger website is when that personal development piece was really built in, because I was having lots of customers who were, you know, complaining about not getting results. And so it whenever you have sort of an issue come up in your accountability groups that you're finding impacts the success that your customers are having, that's when you have to get creative. And so I just sat down and I started thinking through, like, okay, obviously, and I think I just had this conversation with Rachel yesterday or the day before, obviously they're not being honest with themselves, you know, whether they tell themselves that they're following the meal plan and pressing play every day, whether they're telling you that, whatever the case may be, maybe they're not being honest with themselves. So how do we get them to do that, right? Because there's only so much that we can do. So here comes personal development. Maybe we, in a really sort of easy way, say, hey, have you ever, you know, read this book or listened to this book? I think, you know, it would really be great for you. Or I just finished it and I really loved it. Just trying to find a way to suggest that maybe there needs to be some work done on the inside in order for them to really feel like they can commit and go all in with the accountability group. So definitely a really complicated piece of this process, I feel like, because like I said, there's only so much we can do, but it's really where we have to get creative in finding ways to help our customers get results and to ensure that they're successful in our accountability groups, because you all know that our challenge groups are like the meat of what we do, right? We help people get healthier and more fit. The third step, so first step is getting them plugged in, of course, getting them plugged into an accountability group, building relationships with them. Step 2 is getting them results. Step 3 is making that transition to a coach. So you will find that and we're going to talk about how to share the coaching opportunity in and out of your challenge groups here in just a minute. But you will find that sometimes your challengers will just, you know, maybe they have had amazing results and they'll come to you and they'll say, I need to share this with the people. Is there any way I can do this? Now, the chances of that happening just from personal experience in my 1.5 years of coaching is slim. Most don't know that there is an opportunity for them to become a coach and to share this experience with other people. So you're going to have to invite them, which we'll talk about in a second. But it is very easy as a coach to look at the participants and the ladies in your challenge groups and find the ones that are the most plugged in and that do such an amazing job at motivating other people who have gotten great results from their first or second round of 20-day, one-day fix. And to realize, like, they're doing exactly what a coach does, right? They're being a product of the product, and they're they're helping motivate and inspire other people. So it only makes sense to invite those people to the coaching opportunity. But then there's those customers who maybe are on the struggle bus a little bit. Maybe they're not being honest with themselves and they need a little bit more work. We still have resources available to help those challengers make the transition to a coach as well. So that is why I'm a firm believer in no challenger left behind. Anybody and everybody that you connect with and build a relationship with should be invited to the coaching opportunity, because even if their goal isn't to build a business with coaching, everybody can benefit from coaching. And if they stay, of course, on Shakeology or any of the performance line, they save money on that anyways, as you know. So it only makes sense. So transitioning to a coach is the third step. The fourth step is one that I'm still kind of in the trenches figuring out, and that is developing and mentoring new coaches. So you've gotten them into accountability group, you've fostered that relationship, you've helped them get results. Now you're transitioning them to a coach. And like I said, we'll talk about sharing and inviting and stuff in just a second. And now you have to develop and mentor them. And that is the fourth and final step of this vital process that we're talking about. And essentially this is helping these new coaches become consistent with the vital behaviors, realizing and recognizing how the vital behaviors not only play a huge role in impacting your business, but just in your life in general and the root and foundation of what we do as coaches. Like I said, something that, trainings that our team is still kind of working on and trying to find exactly what works for us sort of thing. We just rolled out our new coach prep school. So we have our second group of ladies going through that right now. So I feel like there will always be, we have our new coach manual as well. There's always going to be tweaks and changes that can be made to how we onboard new coaches. Which, if you missed in the team page, is another training that was just uploaded, is how to onboard new coaches and customers. But it's so important that once you find that the small group of ladies who want to do this business with you and who are a part of your tribe, really figuring out a way to help them be successful while you're continuing to kind of figure out the business yourself. And that's hard, because you might feel like, I don't have it figured out enough yet to lead other people. But the fact of the matter is, you do. If you do the vital behaviors every single day, and if you spend your power hour doing those vital behaviors, even if your power hour is doing a 30-minute workout, 10 minutes of personal development, and 20 minutes of inviting and checking in the team page, like that is the vital behaviors. That's what you're supposed to be doing as a coach. So really just kind of figuring out a way to help your coaches be successful once they get to that point. Now, what I think is probably another really challenging aspect of how to get our challengers. So the vital process is more of converting challengers to customers, which I feel like my best coaches come from that, right? My best coaches come from, even if they weren't plugged into my accountability group, they have done Beachbody programs and loved them. And that is just, and I'm saying that from personal experience. I knew nothing about the coaching opportunity whenever I did my first 60-day program, and I finished the 60-day program, and I just wanted to shout from the rooftops how much it had changed my life. And that's kind of how I found coaching. So, think about that. Think about why you love coaching, right? It's probably because you love our programs, you love what they've done for your life, you love what personal development has done for your life, you love what our community and team has done for your life. And that is what you just have to share in your challenge groups. And so something else that I'm still working on is just letting your customers know that, one, you're not perfect. You don't have to be perfect to be a coach. It's actually quite the opposite. And you get really uncomfortable and vulnerable sharing that imperfectness, not only in your accountability groups, but on your social media pages. And just, kind of breadcrumbing like we do on our Instagram stories and on our social media pages, and using kind of curiosity marketing with, talking about our team, or inviting your challengers to a national wake-up call, to listening to a national wake-up call that you think is relevant to maybe something that they're going through, or something that you just feel like could add value to their lives in general, or just hopping in your accountability group and doing a quick video on, how you you're not expected to be perfect as a challenger or as a coach, and maybe talking about some things that you struggle with as a coach in terms of kind of how you've pushed past that fear of not being perfect with your nutrition and your workouts and stuff. So kind of breadcrumbing and sharing the coaching opportunity throughout the course of your 21-day or 4-week accountability group. Of course, you are hopefully sharing about the coaching opportunity on your social media platforms, which your challengers and your customers probably follow you on anyways. However, it's important to make it specific to your accountability group. So just kind of keep that in mind as well. And just be sure that all of your customers and clients are not only fostered in terms of getting results, but that they know about the coaching opportunity, whether it be for the discount or have a one-on-one conversation with them. If they are just crushing the accountability group and you really know that like this business could be for them, then send them a text or a message and say, hey, I have, maybe you're running a coach sneak peek next week, but you really want to have a one-on-one conversation with that person to kind of, pick their brain and see what they're thinking before the sneak peek or after the sneak peek. Have a one-on-one Zoom call with them or a FaceTime or just a phone conversation, and just talk about coaching and how you feel like coaching could fit their life or benefit them in some sort of way. Other than that, that kind of leads me into Coach Sneak Peeks, which we run them as a team every single month. This month we're actually doing 2, and we're kind of changing up the structure of those sneak peeks. Instead of a live format, we're doing like a 3-day sort of thing. So we'll kind of try that out and see how that goes. Just kind of reiterates the fact that we are constantly trying new things to ensure that, we're keeping people engaged and interested in things like that. So that's what we're trying out this month. But you should invite every single customer and challenger that you have to a coach sneak peek, regardless of whether or not you think that they are interested in coaching or not. Even if they're just a fly on the wall, let them be a fly on the wall and let them listen, because they may not be interested in coaching. They may hop in that sneak peek and hear something that just kind of sparks something, and then now they are interested. Same kind of thing, just as like a little side caveat note. I used to not add my discount coaches to our team page because I thought, they're not interested in what we're doing, whatever. But a lot of times, some of the top coaches, most successful business builders started out as discount coaches. And a lot of them will say that it was from being a fly on the wall in a team page and seeing the community and the friendships form and kind of peeking in on some trainings here or there, and then they got interested in becoming a business builder. So same kind of thing with putting your customers and challengers in a sneak peek. Of course, I never ever add anybody to anything that they don't want to be in, so I always ask them, but just be sure that you're asking every single one of them whether you think that they're interested in the opportunity or not. And then who knows, they may just become interested in the discount, which still benefits you, or they may decide to be a business builder right off the bat. They're a discount coach. They may sit in our team page if you add them there and listen to what we have going on for a little while and then change their mind. So you just really never know. You should always, just like you should always be inviting into accountability group, you should always, always, always be inviting to the coaching opportunity. Extending an invite to the coaching opportunity outside of a challenge group is a little bit different, and not something that I would say 97% of my coaches come from my accountability groups. There are a few that have maybe kind of seen what I've done with the business or have kind of picked up on some breadcrumbs about the business. Maybe they know about Beachbody. Maybe they've done their own research. Like Mallory, she's been doing P90X for like years, and she just kind of saw the business opportunity for my social media. So she came straight in as a business building coach without ever going through an accountability group. We have a couple other ladies on our team that are the same way. But I would not rely on building your business from that really small, very special group of ladies, because it is small as far as people who are going to be interested in the business opportunity without going through an accountability group, if they have no idea what our programs are, if they've never had success with our programs or anything like that. So, but like I said, you will find the occasional person who has done programs before or who's interested in coaching for whatever reason. Maybe they hate their job. Maybe they just need extra income. Maybe they just have been following you for a while and see how coaching has changed your life and want a part of that as well. So I always publicly invite to our coach sneak peeks through my Instagram stories and even on my social media pages. But I will say that the majority of the ladies that I actually get plugged into the sneak peeks come from my accountability groups, which is why that vital process is so, so, so important. And like I said, I feel like for me, the key piece there is helping your customers get results, and just being really creative and really innovative in how you're fostering those relationships and encouraging them and motivating them, but still helping hold them accountable to their goals. Before the group ever even starts, I have my challengers set a goal for themselves, and I have a little tracker sheet that's posted on our website that I use to write down exactly what everybody's goal is. I make sure that they all send me their Sunday progress weights and measurements and photos, and then we evaluate those updates and we look at their progress and we make changes if we need to. I ask them how they're feeling. I really put the ball in their court so that they can take ownership over the process. But I always let them know that I am here with them every step of the way. And then kind of that other piece that I talked about was just being really transparent in your groups and hopping on there and doing a video and talk about coaching and talk about the struggles that you're going through, so that you are relatable and human to them, and you're not just this, picture perfect health and fitness nut, because I don't know of anybody on our team that doesn't at least like pizza or something. So it's just we don't want our challengers to think that coaching is like this, elite thing that they could never be a part of, because you have to eat clean 100% of the time and never miss a workout. And you don't like wine. Like I said, nobody on our team. So, so that is kind of outline-wise all that I had. However, I did want you all to write down, some of you may have already seen this training, but there's a coach named Ali, A-L-I, Tessitore, which is Tessitore. She did an amazing training just a couple months ago in the Beachbody Champions page, which everybody should be a part of, where she specifically talked about how to have the conversations with your customers and challengers to encourage them to at least be a part of a sneak peek. She does a couple, she'll throw a couple little challenges at you to encourage you to run your own sneak peek, how to promote it, and things like that. And it is just a phenomenal, flawless training. So if you're still kind of feeling like there's some holes missing or some pieces missing as far as how to convert your challengers to coaches, be sure to check out that video. Another thing that I will say, just to kind of wrap this up, is it is so important that, kind of going back to that step one in the vital process of getting your customers plugged in to an accountability group, kind of pre-step one, I don't even know what you would call it, but pre-step one, step 0, I guess, is attracting, connecting, and inviting, right? You have to attract the type of ladies that you want on your team. This is hard, you guys. It's hard to, who you are and the kind of women that you want to work with. You have to figure out how to attract and connect with those specific type of people and ladies so that you can invite them into an accountability group, get them plugged into a group, which is step 1, help them get results, transition them to a coach, and then mentor and develop them as a coach. But like I said, step 0, pre-step 1, is attracting the right kind of people to your tribe. And I spent the first 12 months of my business not attracting my tribe, not attracting challengers that were ever interested in coaching. Right before Summit, when I almost quit, it was because my team was just full of discount coaches who were super sporadic with their Shakeology orders, and it was hard. I couldn't figure it out. And then I think when I started really being honest with myself and sharing my true story and not just this little thing of what I thought people were wanting to see from a coach, then I started attracting my people, and that is what changed my business. So kind of think of that as step 0. And there are tons of training resources, especially in your back office. Actually, I think this vital process training video Yeah. So it's probably backwards for you guys, but this is step 1 right here, the get clients started. This little bullet point right here specifically says attract, connect, and invite people to make a decision to join a group. So you have to get, I don't want to say you have to get the right people in your challenge groups, because we need everybody in our challenge groups, right? Like everybody needs to be a part of a challenge group because of how incredible it is. But as far as building your team is concerned, it all starts with how you're sharing your story on social media and how you are connecting with your tribe of people, and then get them plugged into a challenge group, get them results, and invite them to a sneak peek, have conversations with them, and just get creative that way. So we have a couple minutes left. That is all of the notes that I had. Does anybody have any questions or anything? I'm going to post the recording of this on our team page, so there might be some questions later. But can you guys think of anything? Mallory, can you think of anything? I know this was a topic that you specifically were really interested in. So I want to make sure that I got everybody's questions answered.
No, I mean, I think that is super helpful. I think me just like continuing to pay attention to the easy steps. I mean, it seems so simple of just like being consistent and like following the process. And I think I just am like trying to figure out exactly who I want in my groups and who I'm trying to talk to. And I think I know, but I don't know if I'm there yet, you know? So I think as I'm sharing it, I think I have a gazillion different types of people in my challenge groups. You know, I have like a photographer who was like on a cruise ship last week shooting concerts. And then I have, a 45-year-old woman who's trying to lose 50 pounds, you know? So like such a wide range of people in my challenge groups that it's trying to like talk to the dog in the language of the dog is hard for me to do, you know, because I'm speaking to them in different ways. So I guess.
I would say that my accountability groups are the same, like the exact same way. You know, some are like women that my mom referred to me, or, you know, and some are like pageant friends, and some are college friends, and some are moms, and some are not, and some have 50 or 60 pounds to lose, and some just want to tone up a little bit. Some are already in great shape. They just want something else to do, and they want some support. And I think that is where, like, kind of not really, because Mallory, I think you do a great job like speaking to your target audience. I think that, like I said, everybody needs our programs. Everybody needs to get healthy and fit. I think that where converting maybe that customer that you don't quite relate to as well because you're just in such different places, or, you know, whether that is age or, you know, whatever the case may be. I think that if you really focus on just fostering that friendship and that relationship and figuring out what their goals are and how you can help them with those goals, then when you move to inviting to coaching, even if they're not interested in the business, but just as a discount or a hobby coach or whatever, I think that you will find that knowing how to speak that language and how to, you know, extend the invite will become a little bit easier because that relationship was so fostered, if you know what I mean. But having like a wide variety of customers and challengers and, you know, places that they're at and what their lives look like, that is super normal. So I don't want you to think that like your challenge group has to, you know, it doesn't have to fit a specific mold, but you will find that in your challenge group of 10 people, you just need that one like tribe, which is why big Success Club numbers, meaning lots of people in your challenge groups, is so important, because the chances of you finding that one or that two tribe member goes up, obviously, the more people that you have in them. So, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely like it just takes time. Like I said, the first 12 months of my business, I almost quit because I felt I couldn't figure out, I didn't know who I was looking for. I didn't, you know, people say like, create your avatar and make your interest list. And I was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know who I'm trying to connect with. I just want to help everybody. But just like you said, stay consistent with those vital behaviors, with this vital process, and you'll just, one day you'll just wake up and it will all come to fruition as long as you stay consistent. So, y'all have anything else? No? Good. We kept it to 30 minutes. Okay, well, I will upload this recording to the team page. So if you have any extra questions, be sure to let me know. And then, like I said, this little dilly majigger thing is in your back office as well, as along with the attract, connecting, and inviting handout as well. So I will let you all go for the evening. I hope you have a good rest of your Monday. Bye, guys.